that they have the same opportunity to have a Skype interchange with the governor and lieutenant governor. We're excited to connect with students all throughout Iowa as we work every day to give Iowa students a world-class education. We believe it's important for them to be engaged with their elected officials as well. The Skype Your School event will be an opportunity not only for us to share what we're doing in government, but also to take your questions. We're hopeful that students will find this to be fun, informative, and an innovative exercise.
Well, good morning. You know, I've been really fortunate to co-chair the Governor's Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Initiative, and it's really important that state officials take a lead or participate in advancing and promoting technology. As we have the opportunity to travel across the state, I continue to be amazed at the level of interest in the STEM initiative and how it's generated a real excitement. We want students to continue to be excited about technology as well as civics and government, and we hope that our participation helps raise their interest level. We're excited to partner with Iowa schools by utilizing a relatively new technology that is becoming more and more available to the general public, and that's Skype. To request a Skype Your School classroom chat, teachers or administrators and students are encouraged to click on the featured image at the governor's website, governor.iowa.gov. Then we want you to request a Skype Your School event in the comment section on Facebook, either the governor or my Facebook, or you can use the hashtag for Twitter, Skype Your School. We hope schools will take advantage of our new Skype Your School initiative, and we look forward to connecting with classrooms all across the state of Iowa. Now hold right there. We'll come join you in the conference room to take your questions.
Okay, here we are. Hopefully the technology continues to work.
What are your reaction to the announcement by Romney this week?
Well, I think Paul Ryan is a great choice. First of all, he is a very intelligent, hardworking congressman, and he's the one that's really come up with a budget to get America back on track. It's clear that you cannot continue to spend more than $1 trillion more than you're taking in each year. 40 cents of every dollar being spent is borrowed money. America is headed clearly in the wrong direction. In the last 3 years, the Congress and the President have not even passed a budget. But Paul Ryan has had the courage to put together a budget that looks to the future and takes on some of the toughest issues: reforming entitlements, reducing the cost and size of government, and putting America on a track to restore prosperity and bring jobs back. And I think this is a great contrast to the lack of leadership we've seen. In fact, the President's budget has been rejected unanimously by both Democrats and Republicans in the Congress. The President of the United States has failed to provide leadership on the budget. This is the most important issue affecting our state and nation. And with Paul Ryan, we've got somebody that has an alternative that makes sense. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for the American people to see what the future can be if we're willing to make the tough decisions now.
You said before that you prefer a governor as the vice president. Is Congressman Ryan a better choice or your second choice?
Well, first of all, Romney is a former governor, and he's had the experience of being a private sector businessman, entrepreneur, and governor. With Paul Ryan, you've got somebody that will work well with him because he understands the federal budgeting process, something that has been out of control and mismanaged for too long in Washington. So I think he brings a complement to Romney that gives him some experience in the federal budgeting process that's going to be necessary in order to get our nation back on track financially.
Will you be talking to Congressman Ryan about the wind energy tax credits when you escort him around the fair later today?
Well, I've already talked to the Romney campaign about that issue, and I've made it really clear that I think there's a difference between the Obama stimulus plan that I think was really ill-conceived and wasted a lot of taxpayers' money, and the wind tax credit, which was started long before Obama, and Senator Grassley was the author of that. What I intend to do today is introduce Congressman Ryan around the fair and welcome him to Iowa. And we are really proud that he's going to be on the ticket.
Can you talk a little bit about, did you ever talk with the Romney campaign in regard to possible VP pick yourself?
No. I made it very clear that my love is of Iowa, and I ran for governor again because I want to get the state of Iowa back on track. I'm obviously very interested in new leadership in Washington, D.C. because with the highest federal taxes and the massive deficit, I think we need new leadership to help us achieve the very ambitious goals we have at the state level. But I would point out what Republican governors have been doing in states like Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, is we have been reducing the size and cost of government, and we are seeing some good things happen in terms of job growth and getting our state's financial house in order, and that's exactly what we need at the national level, and I think the Romney-Ryan ticket will do that. Other questions?
Okay.
The Iowa Right to Life Committee put out a statement saying that they would like to see the administration step in and end public funding of abortions in cases of fetal abnormality. And they appeal to you to use whatever action you can to address that issue.
Well, this is something the legislature needs to address. The present law is not clear, and we cannot take action unless we have a law that gives us the authority to do so. So I've always been one that believes that we have to abide by the Constitution and the laws, and that we cannot, by administrative rule, do things that are not authorized by the law. So I would encourage the legislature, if this is what they want to do, and we understand this is a controversial issue, there are strong feelings on both sides, and there was not a consensus, I understand, between the House and the Senate on this issue, so it was not addressed in the legislative session, and we don't have the authority to do it by rule.
The 41 Republicans who petitioned for the change, the leader of that group says that she believes that the budget bill in 2011 that was passed and you signed addressed that and does give the legislative intent to do this.
Well, that's been carefully reviewed, and that language is very vague, and there are many different interpretations of that.
President Obama starts a 3-day swing through Iowa today. Part of his message in Boone is going to be about the economy and how well Iowa has done relative to other parts of the state.
The other parts of the country is taking credit for what we've done in my home county. I'm glad to see that. But I think that takes audacity because Iowa has done a lot better than his home state of Illinois, where they've been raising taxes and where they have the biggest debt per capita of any state, the most unfunded liability in terms of their public employee benefit system. And what did they do? Well, we were cutting regulations and taxes. They raised corporate and individual income tax. So I'm glad that he's coming to Boone to complement what we're doing in Iowa compared to what they're doing in Illinois, where his friends are running the state.
Do you expect to be back in Boone by the time you're done?
No, I can't be at two places at one time. I'm pretty fast, but I'm not that fast. Well, we could try that. Anyway, I've been to that park. It's a nice park, and you know, we always appreciate visits from the president or anybody else. But I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to be with Paul Ryan at the Iowa State Fair. By the way, we got a great state fair, as you well know. I think this year could be a record year, and we want to do all we can to encourage people to come and visit the Iowa State Fair and all the improvements and changes that are taking place there. Okay? Have a good day.
Thanks.